Good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the last edition of Sports Tonight for the week. And we are happy to be here, of course, to do what we love to do, which is to talk sports, update you, inform you, and get you up to speed with all that is happening around you. Welcome once again, and thank you for joining us this Friday. My name is Tony Ibitoye. Dumnadio Konta starts off the show with me this Friday, but then later on the show, don't forget, on a Friday, we'll take you into the bar. We'll talk bar sports, and tonight will not be any different. Joaquim Idada is already in the house. Tunde Ogunshiku also in the house. Later on the show, we'll be talking chess, we'll be talking darts. So if you are a lover of chess, a lover of darts, there is plenty in it for you tonight if you can stay true to us for the show. Well, Dumnadio Konta, let me welcome you to Sports Tonight officially this Friday. Looking forward to a lot this weekend. Starting from the domestic scene, the league enters midpoint. We're going halfway this weekend with match day 19 to be placed across the country. We'll probably look back later on at some developments from the domestic scene, what is happening in Bayelsa, what is the story from the camp of Warri Wolves around Chigozie Agbim and the Lajes from the World Cup. All of that will form part of what we'll talk about on the program. And then the league goes on break. Both the Globe Premier League and the National League will go on break after this weekend. All leagues go on break after this weekend.
Well, for the National League, they've gone to, I think it's maybe 3 games after they started the second round.
The second round, yeah, 1 game a week.
The Premier League is, this weekend will be the first stanza.
End of the first round of matches.
And I hope they will have a meeting to review
the first half
of the season and see some of those
problem areas.
Some of the promises they made. Have the teams be able to meet
the conditions that they set, guarantees,
and looking at
all of the funding and welfare
looking
of players.
at the complaints of some clubs as regards some pitches, and then we talked about the officiating, even though I'll give the referees 70%
so far. All right, so later on the show we'll do all of that. We'll look at the first round of the season. What are the things that we want to see different in the second season? What should the league management company, what should they correct going into the crucial second round? If it is not working in the first round, you can be sure it will be a lot more difficult in the second round, because second round is a more crucial round. That's when teams now know that to survive, they need to do a lot of things and avoid losing games at home. It becomes a little dicey in the second round.
Not even dicey.
Yeah,
you give more job to the Nigerian Football Federation.
All right, more disciplinary issues, more appeal issues. So we really need to sort things out. We'll talk about that extensively on the program going forward tonight. But let's start off the show by telling you that this show is not complete without you. We want you to talk to us. We want you to be active with us. We want you to also interact with us on Sports Tonight via feedback. It's very key for us to get feedback from you. And we are also particularly happy when we get feedback from a lot of our friends who are watching outside of Nigeria. Dr. Dunku, who watches us regularly from Trinidad and Tobago. Adeolu Amokomowo, who watches us regularly from London. Paul, who watches from Hungary. We'd like to get your feedback from all of these places. Talk to us, those of you watching us online and watching us also from the United States, where the Eagles are currently camped, watching us from Brazil. Let's know what you feel. Please take advantage of the platforms showing on your screen. Facebook, Twitter, very active, and we are also interactive. Talk to us. Give us your thoughts, your opinion as we build up to the World Cup. What do you feel about the Super Eagles of Nigeria? Talk to us about all of this going forward on Sports Tonight. We'd like to hear from you. We appreciate your support, and we will try to create plenty of time tonight to read a lot of your comments going forward. All right, let's also step up and talk about the campaign that we launched on the show yesterday. Well, we actually launched it a few days ago, and we told you on this program yesterday that just 30 minutes after we declared our official World Cup hashtag for the Super Eagles, just 30 minutes after it was trending. That's to show the amount of support, the hunger that the average Nigerian has got for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. It shows the passion and the goodwill that the Super Eagles are beginning to enjoy again. And that's why that official hashtag that you are seeing on your screen, we must keep it up. We must keep it trending all through the period of the World Cup. Let's do our bit to motivate the Eagles, because we believe that the Eagles, you're supposed to soar above your opponents, above every hurdle. That's why the hashtag Soar Super Eagles is what we're working with during this 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil. And then, Dumnodi, as we said on the show yesterday, for specific games, our first game on the 16th against Iran. We're going to also add hashtag Iran must fall. The way we did it during the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations, the way we did it during the build-up, the qualifying games for the 2014 World Cup, and it worked all through. This one is going to work as well.
I hope it will trend more than the normal trend in the hashtag that is trending in Nigeria. But we're not talking security matters. I hope this will trend, and because this is football, and at this point, it is. I think it's a bit calm now across the world. It's a bit calm.
No. If the Eagles are doing well, you can be sure that will be trending. If they keep moving,
it will be trending
over one opponent and after the other. Keep moving until the final day.
You know the way football is an euphoric thing, and when we keep doing well, we forget our problems. We come together, support the Eagles, because the green is so special. It's so unique. When everywhere is green, you know what it means. It's fruitful. It's refreshing, and that's what the Eagles will do. And if we get to the semi-finals, as the small boy in me is telling me,
it's not the small boy that's telling you. It's faith. If you believe, you can achieve it. Anyway, 6 days to go, Dumnodi. Now, this is a point of no return. 6 days to go to the 2014 FIFA World Cup Brazil. Already a number of countries are in. Officially, the World Cup for me has begun, because countries are already there. The LOC and the organizing committee for the World Cup are already stationed in Brazil, receiving the teams. Teams now have official training schedules. For me, that means the World Cup has begun in earnest. So 6 days to go, Dumnodi. We're counting down. What's the story from Brazil? A lot of countries are beginning to arrive. So it's like the World Cup is on.
Yes, 144 hours to go. 144 hours to go, and let's bring it back home. Let's take it to our group. Bosnia arrived. You could see that the excitement in the faces of these players. They are playing in the first ever World Cup.
Before we talk about Bosnia, let's start with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Let's talk about our own Super Eagles. Tomorrow they play their last friendly game
against United States.
Pre-World Cup friendly game, and that will be against United States of America in United States, in Florida. Jacksonville. That's where they're going to be playing. I like the atmosphere. I like the fact that we're playing away from home. We're going to be playing in front of passionate American fans. There's no better way to prepare the team than to play that kind of a game against the Americans. But the story from the camp of the Eagles, Dumnodi, not all positive, not all cheering. And that's because those two guys that you are seeing on your screen, Ahmed Musa and Elderson Echejele, will not be part of tomorrow's friendly against the United States of America. Echejele was not even in training at all. He had a scan on the injury he picked up in the last friendly against Greece. He was not in training at all. He had a scan. The result of his scan is yet to come out. Ahmed Musa was there, but he trained alone because he's also recovering from a knock that he picked up in that game against Greece. So we should expect to play the game tomorrow without Elderson Echejele and Ahmed Musa. Some other players will have the chance to fill their place.
They have a chance to play. For those other players, so this is a golden opportunity. I'm not saying it's good omen for them that these guys have been ruled out of the friendly game. It's still a way of trying to open up the space for other players, trying to give other players an opportunity, see the potential in some other players, see what they can offer. Because a lot of Nigerians are saying some of these guys are not battle tested. But this is an opportunity. It's a friendly game, though. The United States is taking it serious because there's a Ghana in their group. So they see Nigeria as the biggest test to look.
If you play Nigeria, you can be sure that what you're going to get against Ghana.
We are looking at Ghana. Because we are close by,
we are almost exactly the same.
Physical style of football, robust African style of football. So
attacking
United
football,
States, they're not taking them lightly because they know what is at stake. Because the Ghana game is very key to them.
In
as much as they have a Germany and a Portugal in that group, but they should look at the Ghana game and they're using Nigeria to test their strength. So the Eagles, we take this as serious as the United States take the game. But the fact is that we have to try other players. We can't just rely on the fact that these guys have been ruled out of this game that we just, what do we do? What do we do?
No, I really do not. Even during the World Cup, if a player is injured, maybe he picks a suspension or picks an injury, you have to look at the reserve players that you have in your team.
You have to look at how you can convert some other players to play that position.
Yeah.
And the players,
so this is a good way for us to also try how can we cope at the World Cup if Ederson Echejele is injured, for example.
Not injured. What of the red card comes up?
Remember Nigeria against South Korea, 2010
World Cup.
Taye Taiwo got injured. Ederson Echejele came in as a replacement for Taye Taiwo and got injured. And we had to bring in Rabiu Afolabi to the left side of the defense. You have to cope. You have to cope with someone different.
You have to
cope. So anything can happen in the football game.
When Efiambus got a red card in the game against Burkina Faso, we have to bring in a midfielder to play that particular position. And Onazi, who is a midfielder, to play that position. Against Zambia, even though we can say, okay, it cost the penalty, but it was a learning come for him. So it means we can bring out any player within the defense line, the midfield, and come. Yes, and that's what is needed in the team in the World Cup.
Going forward. Let's talk about that game. Let's give you details of that game because a lot of people are asking us questions on Twitter. They want details of the Nigeria-US game. In fact, someone called us just before we came in and was asking us that is the game 11 p.m. tonight. And we told him, look, if you stay up at 11 p.m. tonight, you will just keep vigil today.
Tomorrow is weekend.
And then you will keep another vigil Saturday/Sunday. But let's just give you the details of the game. And that's what you are seeing on your screen. Nigeria against the United States of America, a pre-2014 World Cup friendly. The last for Nigeria, the last for the Americans will be taking place at Everbank Field, Jacksonville, Florida, United States of America. The game will kick off 11 p.m. Nigerian time, Saturday, June 7, 2014. Tomorrow, that's when the game will be played, 11 p.m. So those of you asking us on Twitter a lot about this game, what time, that's the confirmation on your screen, 11 p.m. You just keep a little bit of a vigil till maybe about 1 a.m. and then you are able to go because by 1, I'm sure the game will be over. But 11 p.m. Nigerian time tomorrow, June 7, 2014, Nigeria, US, last friendly game before the World Cup.